One flag, any second now. That flag will drop. Here we go, bang, flags away. Those beautiful Mercs purr into action. I tell you, good start from second on the outside, but so has Tyler Gilligan. Tyler Gilligan, he's got half a boat length and he's going to lead, I think, out of pole 3. So he's going to almost take him into turn 1. Has to leave the lane, but Budlight's coming back now, Bish.
Yeah, look at this, mate, and this is a great perspective, especially from where we're situated. We can see who's leaving lanes. 2 middle boats are, in fact, there's been a lane change there, I reckon, or it's a bit hard to pick from here, but... We've had a spin out.
We have, so a bit of contact there now. That's not going to stop them from motoring on, but that was Bride went blind in the spray and I think went out and picked up the sponsor of Yarrawonga 4x4 and Tyler Gilligan, but Budlight Racing, mate, away clean. Doesn't matter what's happening behind you, Dave.
Jack Meads, he got away and the chaos happened behind him, so Yarrawonga 4x4 there and Tyler Gilligan. Lockie Bride will be absolutely dirty on that, and we don't know really what happened there. I think they probably did touch each other. Lockie obviously taking that evasive action, having to spin the boat out basically, but that set him right back in the field. He won't be happy with that one.
Certainly not. Now, we're in the commentary box. We are not the judge, juries and officials, but Lockie Bride did get bundled out of that one on the way in. Now, whether he had a lane or not, it looked to me like he went and sat in behind Tyler, so which is his choice to do. You can come out a little bit wide as long as you don't go through, because he was trying to open up that corner and maybe be more aggressive. However, Ty turned hard and Lockie to his inside, sponsor to sponsor, boat lifted up, all still racing, and that's the outcome we want. But yeah, there'll be some heat under those helmets.
There will be, and you know, the parents get involved too, Murph. It's always a fun time. But hey, we got drones up in the air here today, so hopefully they got. The drone footage is the best way that you can determine who was in their lane, isn't it? You know, very hard from water level or even where we are up here a little bit elevated. But if you can look at it down on top from drone footage, you can absolutely see who was in what lane. So hopefully we got that footage at the first turn. That's normally where they'll put the drones for that very reason.
They will. Now, that green and white machine at the end of field is the Phantom. So Lockie Bride looks like he's sporting a bit of a battle scar on the right sponson. He's driving angry, Dave. You can see that in the corner. He wants to make up that time, so he's going to have to watch himself. These F4s, from a speed point of view, you're talking 85, 90 miles an hour. They are fast boats. Now, speed on water is a difficult thing when you're standing there, but if you watch a tinny go past, you'll realise how slow it looks. These boats are going very, very quick out on the water right now, and more than capable, if you trim them wrong, of kiting themselves, taking off like an aeroplane wing, 50, 60 feet in the air, doing a full somersault, and hopefully landing the right way up. But Lockie Bride, he's got that boat hanging right on the edge now to try and make up some ground. You see he's inside the wash, outside the wash, so doing all he can because points matter in this series. He's got to get back in front of the man in front of him to get more points on Tyler Gilligan.
Tell you what, he's making some ground on second here. I'm just watching Tyler Gilligan too, mate, running a wide line there, trying to maintain that momentum, whereas Jack Meads is running point to point and just taking the shortest route possible. So it's going to be interesting to see which one of those tactics works. But at the moment, it's all Jack Meads.
Yeah, certainly, and it might have something to do with the fact that they were not finding their maximum RPM in the Yarrawonga 4x4 Epic Racing machine. So, obviously, as opposed to settling the boat down and running hard point to point, he's trying to let the boat find its own way. So just sliding the boat through, keeping that air cushion underneath the hull to try and keep his mid-corner speed up because he doesn't have that acceleration, not getting full noise there. But I like the line of Meads right now. He's skating that boat beautifully out of the exit of turn number 2. You know, when you look at the rooster tail of these boats, you can see that beautiful, even spray coming out behind the boats. And that boat of Budlight, the engine height, it just looks solid. So there's a nice, clean rooster behind it. A little bit more feathering in boat number 23. So a little bit maybe more prop slip, not getting the same amount of grip. But look at this battle coming now for third. Lockie Bride wants to be in front of Jacko Seckham in the orange and blue machine.
Yeah, Jackson is under absolute attack there from Lockie Bride at the moment. Lockie getting a little bit of a hose off as he goes into that corner, so he's being very aggressive, trying to make up ground. But I'll tell you what, he actually lost ground up through that corner there, Murph, and Jackson Seckham doing a great job to hold him off at the moment.
He certainly is now. He's got the, we should talk about overtaking rules. So when you're the boat in front, you get to set your line in the corner, and the boat chasing you must foresee the direction of travel. So you can't just stick the boat up the inside and hope that they're not going to be there when you get there. It's called forcing passage. So right now, the orange and blue machine, he can take the corner any angle he needs to set his own line. So Lockie Bride, you see him moving from left to right. So that way he's making Jacko look into his mirrors. Which side am I on? Just trying to work on his mind, trying to upset his concentration so that he makes a mistake.
Look at the trim into Lockie Bride as well, mate. He's just got the back of those sponsons just dancing on the water. And that's just less friction, more speed. Maximum attack for Lockie Bride at the moment. but he'll be absolutely dirty on that first corner.
The clock ticking down now. I wouldn't be surprised next time through into turn number 1 if those positions hold to see Bride try and dive to the inside and shorten the course. He's sort of lulling Jacko into a false insecurity, sitting out on his right side, on the outside of the wash, and that's a nice tactic. You watch Reece Coles do that. He's watched all these guys around him do that. And then at the last minute, bang, come inside and hold that lane, because once you've got overlap, once I get the nose of my boat inside your transom, Dave, you've got to give me room.
That's right, the old double switchback, we like to call it, Murph, and he'll probably do that. Jack Mead's still doing a great job holding off Tyler Gilligan, no problems at all at the minute. In fact, the gap may have even opened up a little bit. But the real battle is for third and fourth at the moment between these two. Second on the inside and Bride on the outside.
Now, he's gone that close to the transom. Now, if he tries to come across into this corner, he's going to hit that solid rooster wash. So he's actually got overlap to the outside now. So his inside option is gone. So he's going to have to run wide around the outside. But he did make good ground that time through. But here in this acceleration, Jacko Seckham, this guy is a tough campaigner. We didn't see him in the last round, but he knows what he's doing. He's making that little boat as wide as he possibly can right now, Dave.
I tell you what, they're learning all this racecraft. How good are these guys going to be once they end up in the main game?
I don't want to race any of them.
Side by side now as they go down the back straight, mate. We've still got race leader in Jack Meads doing it in fine style, but Seckham is absolutely under attack from Bride at the moment.
Yeah, he sure is. And again, that wind is sort of swirling a little bit around here. These boats are super light, super fast. The pilots, as I said, they've got the nose of the boat trimmed in the air. As the air travels underneath, in between those two sponsons, it compresses. You can see how little of the Phantom, the green and white machine, the back part, look at the drive.
Yeah.
He's just got all of that boat out of the water. There is no drag, and that is going to be enough. Now, he's got to leave a lane, but the pressure is now on Seckham. Right, he knows that he's got a guy to his outside, so he's got to turn inside him and watch it here. You see the acceleration? So, yeah, that got up inside him. He knew he had to allow for him, and that is a strong move from Bride.
It is, mate, and he's got, as you just said, really good drive out of the corners for Bride there. So he went in side by side, but he out-accelerated Seckham on the exit of the corner, and that's put him up into third place.
Having seen about 3 million of these laps, Dave, in these F4, I can tell you, though, Bride is on the edge. The boat, the way that that nose of that boat is just lofting, he doesn't want to give that any more trim at all in one of those headwind gusts, or we're going to see that boat lift the sponsors off the water and things go very wrong very quickly. But now he needs to breathe.
Look at the brake now. Yeah. Look at the brake.
He's not going to make up the ground to the man in front of him with the time we've got left on the clock, so he just needs to settle down, bring the nose of the boat down, hold position. He's got the points. He's chasing the man in front of him in the Championship Series. There's only going to be a couple of points difference. Interesting engine height, I reckon, on Go RV Marine with the yellow, orange and blue machine, that the boat looking a little bit wetter. So not the boat not sitting as high. So prop selection will change that, how much bite you've got on the prop to lift the boat. But you can see a little bit more water at the back of the boat there, so a little bit more drag, a little bit less top end speed.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's interesting, isn't it, Murph? Because that drive that Lockie Bride's got out of the corners, I mean, obviously Lockie's every bit as quick as the lead boats here, but there's so little in this that it's just little increments, as we were saying before. I mean, Gilligan, look at him sliding around, just drifting that boat on its tail, trying to maintain that momentum. But I'll tell you what, Bride's still coming out. I'm not sure how long we've got left to run here.
Yeah, can't be too many minutes to go. There's 9 minutes plus 1 lap for these guys, I think it says on the race program, but even in the commentary box. But Tyler Gilligan experimenting with his line. So and that beautiful little Mulgar, the boats are built in Sweden. 2 of those boats in Australia, actually. Actually, I think one of them went back overseas. But really coming to terms with his thing. Has had a swim in this boat, so he knows how to push it.
Thanks,
but really, really come of age as Ty Gilligan. Came up through the Formula Future ranks. Racing in the junior classes down there in Victoria, and has really found his feet in his F4 class.
It is a great training ground for these young competitors. All these kids have come up through the junior ranks, Murph, and yellow flag comes out for Jack Meads now. So 1 lap to go, and Jack Meads, this has been pretty dominant from him here as Lockie Bride. He is making ground on Tyler Gilligan here, but I don't know if his 1 lap that he's got to do it is going to be enough, but it's going to be interesting to watch.
Well, what it's doing, Dave, it's putting pressure on Tyler. Now, it's only going to take a millimetre of mistake. You clip a turn buoy, for example. There's a 1 minute penalty. So just a tiny error, anything, because now he knows that he's making ground on him. So he's getting bigger in the mirrors. You know, you got to focus on your race, but it's very hard when you've got someone coming on, particularly when this is all about the Australian Championship Series.
That's it, 100%, mate. And, you know, when your mirror's is full of someone, it's hard hard to not look there and instead of driving your line that you should be driving. But put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. It's Jack Meads in the Budlight Racing for Formula 4 taking a fantastic win.
He did. He had to work hard at the start of it, but once he got his nose in front, he was faultless. So congratulations to Team Bud Light, the kid from the Victorian Outboard Club. But keep the applause rolling. Yarrawonga 4x4, epic racing. The VOC's own Tyler Gilligan, and a big hard charge from the man in Phantom. Lockie Bride got bundled out of it on the start line. Bit of contact out there, but didn't let it get the better of him. And brings it home, and 4th place and a bag of points. Good to see him back on the water is Go RV Marine, and Jacko Seckham bringing that boat home. A lot of work to do after their bingle, and great to see the team. The boat looks immaculate, Dave. They've completely rebuilt this thing. It looks absolutely brand new. So that, ladies and gents, was the F4. Big thanks